Good evening. From abandoned sofas to piles of tyres, there's been an alarming increase in fly tipping across the region. In rural Herefordshire, there's been an increase of 30% in fly tipping over the past 12 months, while in Birmingham, recorded cases have gone up by 15%. More than 16,000 cases were recorded by the City Council for the year ending in March 2014. Kevin Reid reports.
It's a sorry sight which blights Birmingham. What's more, a breeding ground for rats and other vermin.
They almost filled the street up a couple of weeks ago. Council come down, cleared it all, and then it's back to square one again. They're still making the same mess. It's disgusting.
I rang the council before and complained about it, but they said they couldn't really do anything because it was too far over there. But once it got into the middle of the road, then they had to do something about it, obviously, because of the traffic flowing past and stuff.
Birmingham City Council say there are around 50 cases of fly tipping every day in the city, and this is probably one of the worst examples. This is Priory Road in Aston. But the problem is widespread. Across in Small Heath and in the shadow of Birmingham City's St Andrew's Stadium, these workmen were doing what they do every day, clearing somebody else's mess.
Sometimes feel that we're losing a losing battle. I think it's the culture of today. People don't seem to understand. And I think it's acceptable just to throw black bags and bulk and every bits of rubbish on the floor and on the street. It's very sad.
The clear-up costs around £800,000 per year, and one local councillor believes the increase in fly tipping is due in part to new charges to have bulk and garden waste removed.
This is something that we're going to be looking into to see if it's actually costing us more to pick up the fly tipping than it is for having the bulky waste charges, and if it is, this is something that we need to address.
Meanwhile, back in Small Heath, nearly an hour's hard labour is paying off.
It's a mess around here most of the time, but this time, yeah, I think they're really better now.
Oh, it's very nice now. It's lovely, but people just come and bags down, don't they? All standing at times down there, walking through. It's absolutely a disgrace.
The council says increasing turnover of tenants in households and changes to rules over disposal of electrical goods are driving the increase. But for these men, the hard labour's not about to ease. Kevin Reid, BBC Midlands Today, Birmingham.
It's fair to say this subject has been getting you pretty hot under the collar, and you've been sending us examples of fly tipping from across the Midlands. Sue Billington sent us this from the Kinver and Stourbridge area. She says the small road is often blocked to the point where the lane could be closed to road users. Well, your Herefordshire tweeted us this picture from a clear-up which took place in the county at the weekend. And John Donor posted this picture of a donated sofa in High Arkle in Lower Gornal. Well, Melissa Mailer got in touch via Facebook, and she lives in the countryside and says that she sees a lot of fly tipping. She thinks it's because the councils are charging and reducing services at all the tips. While Rose Fazahurley says she was refused entry to the tip she'd been using for years because she was using a tip just over the county border in Worcestershire, and they pay council tax in Birmingham. Well, there's plenty more about this on our Facebook page. Do continue to have your say. I'm sure you will. And thank you to all of you who've been in touch so far. Now, when you think of Jaguar cars, a